What is up, my beautiful, amazing listeners? Welcome back to an extra sip. I'm your host, Myriam Samake, and welcome back to a Tea Tuesday, everyone. Hello. How are we? How are we doing? I am in a new room today, so I hope that this goes well. I'm just a little bit mad because the room that I always like in the library, that's soundproof, I was on my little phone trying to schedule, I was trying to reserve a room. And I was clicking on the times and it was like, oh, you can't reserve when someone else has that booked. And I was like, literally, it's green. No one has it booked. I refreshed. Lord and behold, someone had it booked. So I was like, okay. And y'all know I'm loud. And every time I go to different areas that I know aren't soundproof, I'm scared, especially since the building that I'm in right now is a science building. And guys, I'm not a hard science person, so I'm really like, I don't want to piss off the biologists, the chemists, the physicians, physic people. None of these people. Why? Because they are the doctors of the future. They are the surgeons of the future, the nurses of the future. Like, they're out here, and I really just don't want to piss them off. Speaking of doctors, can I just... Y'all, I just need to get into this dream I had. And let me preface this by saying I take many naps and I should stop, but I really feel like the nap dreams are the scary ones. Does anyone agree with me on that? Just because, well, I also don't think it's napping anymore. Like when I tell people about my naps, they're like, okay, so you're sleeping at this. Well, so I finished my homework today and it was maybe like, okay. Sorry, every time I always forget. Okay, it's just my professor coming through with a little email. Cute. So, yeah. Every time I tell people, yeah, no, I'm napping, and they're like, no, you're sleeping. So I finished my work at 5:30. I think I was in my room at 5:45. And I woke up. Is that right? That can't be right. So I didn't sleep that long at all. No, wait. Oh, maybe it was 6:30. And then I slept. That sounds right. Okay, so it was like 6:30 when I remember sleeping, and then I woke up at 8:30. Okay, so honestly, today wasn't that bad. It was only 2 hours. When typically I take 4-hour naps. Anyways, let me just get into the dream. Okay, so in this dream, I felt like I was in a TV show, which, wow, foreshadowing my future, honestly. Because it was my family and we were in this strange hotel type of room situation, but we could only be in this one room. I think we were hiding from someone, or we were trying to run away. I don't know. So it's me and my parents. I was like, my two parents. My mom and my dad, yes, and my two sisters. And we were just in this room together. And I was the protagonist, obviously. I was the main lead. I was the main character. Because we would go outside sometimes and maybe I would be finishing up in the room and stuff like that. But I just remember every time. So, guys, it's just so weird to imagine. So in this room, there's a big bed in the middle. I guess we were all sleeping on the same bed. I don't know. Who knows, guys? I don't know. And then behind us is a window. So we have the window blinds, and they were open for some reason. So I was getting ready and I looked out this window and there was a witch type of person, and she was just looking in, but I don't think she could see me. So I dropped to the floor and I crawled backwards, but then she made eyes with me, but I just didn't stop. I feel like if I did stop, it maybe would have been a Tyrannosaurus Rex moment where she wouldn't have been able to see, but we'll never know because I kept moving. And then she looked at me and she was talking to me through the window, and she was like, oh, where do you think you're going? This is dangerous for you. You should turn back, stuff like that. And I think it was just every day I wasn't encountering a new creature, because it was her, right? But then prior to that, I don't know, guys, it was weird because I just remember I was in a white gown, like a doctor's gown type of thing. And I think I had met another creature, but we were running, my family and I, none of this matters. I don't know why I'm telling you this. I just think I need to piece it together. And, if just anyone listening has any experience with reading or analyzing, oh my God, that's not a word. Analyzing dreams, let me know. So my family and I, we were running, right? And then one of the doctor type of people, and it makes sense because, hi, I'm in a science building. One of the doctors like grabbed my arm and like stuck a needle in my hand or something. And I like yanked my hand away, which, ow, right? And I remember looking down and I was like bleeding. And my dad was like, what are you doing? Like, what is happening? And they were like, oh, she's dying. And I was like, hello? Hi, what? And they were like, well, because of the outfit you're wearing. And I looked down and I remembered, oh yeah, I'm in this white gown that's like for a patient. I don't know why I was wearing it. But then my dad was like, oh yeah, I should have told her to take that off. So who even knows what just happened? But it was just a very creepy situation. You know what? Maybe it's all about, the movie Us by Jordan Peele. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Hashtag not spons. But just, that's my queen. Lupita Nyong'o. Hello. And I do want to reiterate that Jordan Peele did tweet the movie Us is a horror movie. Thank you. Just like the movie Get Out was, which I didn't see because I cannot with psychological torture. And I also just don't like black people crying. So seeing that in the trailer, I didn't like that. And I think that Lupita Nyong'o is like upset in this one. Do I sound like a child? I think she's upset when I think she's like going through like traumas and like torture and running away from like murder or something. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but yeah, I think she's like upset about it. But yeah, I highly recommend going to see it. Captain Marvel also just came out, guys. That's pretty cool. Any of y'all gonna go see that? I'm excited for the second part 2 of Infinity War. I'm so excited about it. So we'll see how that goes. Do I need to see Captain Marvel? I don't. Like, I think she's in Infinity War. Honestly, guys, okay. Avengers stands, don't hate me. I don't know what I'm talking about, ever. I never do. What else happened? Today is St. Patrick's Day as I'm recording this. I hope you're wearing your green. Thank God that my school's colors are green and gold, so throw one of those hush puppies on, and then, hey, we are spirited. Hello. Myriam does not do a holiday, except for Easter, because what? What? So, yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day, even though I feel like it only matters if you get drunk all the time, like during the day, like I saw most people, or if you are Irish. I'm neither of those, so we can just move on swiftly. Oh my God. No, we're good. I almost broke my nail, but we're fine. Speaking of Easter, though, guys, I want to, let the OG listeners know who know that I have my Mormon friends. They're awesome. To anyone new who's like, hello, I see myself as not really being that religious. I believe in like there's something higher. There's like something that, just because I really believe in like fate and how things just like happen, and I'm like, wow, like this can only be the result of something up there. I don't know. But I did make really good friends with 3 Mormons, just because on campus they were like, hey, do you know about Mormonism? I was like, oh my God, no, but I would love to. And I think just my desire to want to learn and how excited I was, that just really fostered a good relationship. And of course, Mormons, when they're on their 2-year oh my God, what is it called? Whenever missionary work, when they're on their 2-year thing, they are transferred to different places. So even though one transferred, another one came, and like, yeah, that's how I have like 3 really good friends. Anyways, all this is to say, I just want to update y'all that we are still doing amazing. I still talk to them all the time. One of them is very close, but it's like still kind of far. He's in Portsmouth right now, which is an hour away. But I was like, oh, but I need to go to Norfolk for like my internship to do my fingerprints so I can like see you. And we didn't talk for a while, and then he came back. He was like, hey, I just wanted to message you and say, sorry guys. Oh, okay. I just saw a notification on my phone. I really get distracted, don't I? Yeah, but he was like, I just want to reach out to you, want to say, hey, how are you doing? Which, oh, my babes. Just people who constantly check up on you in life and just really are, like, actually want to know how you are. Because someone else I was messaging was like, hey, like, I didn't see your last message, just because, I don't know, the app on his phone is stupid. And I was like, oh, it didn't really matter. You just asked me how I was. But it was like some days ago, so it really didn't matter. Like, I'm sure I responded with, oh, I'm watching YouTube. I took a nap. I went for a walk. But he was like, no, it does matter. How are you doing? And just, y'all, just a silent round of applause. Just clapping your head. Like, those people are so important. And so my Mormon friend was like, hey, how are you? Did you come to Portsmouth already? And I was like, First off, why would I go to Portsmouth and not tell you? That would be rude. And he was like, yeah, that would be rude. I would, like, be mad. And I'm like, guys, what? What? That's so cute. Because I honestly thought that I thought Mormons couldn't have emotions. LOL. No, but, like, because the second one of my Mormon friends, he just keeps popping into my life when I really need someone, you know? Have I talked about this? I low-key feel like I talked about this. I don't know, but, you know, it makes me happy. So we're going to talk about it again. But yeah, he just comes up when I need someone the most. And I asked him, like, how does this keep happening? He was like, A, because you need to get baptized, which, you know, is the running thing that they all say to me. You need to be baptized one day. And I'm like, you know, we never know for me. Who knows? I said I wasn't going to do a lot of things when I was younger, and here I am. Just fully doing things in front of my little self and confusing her. But you know what that is? Growth. So he was like, A, you need to be baptized, or B, we're gonna get married. And I was like, well, listen, if you ask me to marry you right now, I do. Like, I will marry you. And he was like, okay. And he sent me, like, the ring emoji, and I was like, oh my god, yes. So I love them so much, guys. But yeah, so for the first one, who was like, oh, I'd be mad if you didn't, usually I didn't get that much of an emotional reaction from him, but, like, the fact that he would be mad if I didn't tell him, that means that, like, he really wants to see me. Guys, maybe I'm looking too much into it because that's just how my heart works. But I don't know. Things to come soon. This is a save the date, basically. All of you guys are invited to the wedding. All of you. But, oh god, no. Oh no. I dropped my cap, okay. Oh, and some girl was just walking by and she looked in this room because it's not soundproof. I'm not safe. Okay, pause for a little bit. Let me get my cap from the floor. Okay, speaking of relationships and people caring about me, let's talk about someone who doesn't care about me. Now, I already talked about in my last episode how I went to a psychic and I don't know. Okay, guys. I didn't want to spill the beans. But I'm gonna have to because this is a lot for me to do on myself. So let me just spill the beans. Guys, I'm recording this episode. Now, let's not get too excited, okay? Because I'm still an amateur at this. But like I said, I do have a YouTube channel. And I'm over here like, team, yes, like, let's make our dreams come true. And let's try new things. So it's interesting how, like, you can listen to this, like, easily, but if you go on my YouTube channel, you can also, like, look at me saying this because I have very vibrant facial expressions, so I think it just makes it easier if you do watch it. Obviously, the whole thing's not going to be recorded because I don't have that much memory. Maybe one day, guys, I'll have, like, an amazing camera with an amazing SD card and I can do that, but for right now, I'm just recording clips, okay? So yeah, I'm basically trying to figure out when to start recording and when to, like, if I should look at my phone recording myself, if I should look at the microphone. So yeah, that's just something I'm dealing with. Anyways, exciting details, right? So if you want to see this episode, even though that means I'm gonna have to edit it, like, today, which is fine, I love editing, so hopefully this goes out the same time that my podcast goes out, and let's see if I can do that. Woo! Okay, so yes, let's talk about people who don't care about me. Now, like I talked about in my last episode, I went to a psychic and she was like, girl, you're not gonna have a boyfriend. Probably. Who knows? Maybe she's wrong. This, like, I don't want to turn anyone away. I don't want to turn any fellow suitors who are like, damn, I really wanted to ask her out. No, you can. Please, you can. You can. Because maybe she's lying. Let's prove her wrong. Ooh. Clickbait, proving wrong a psychic. But I don't know. But and like I said, also in the last episode where I saw a tweet that said, stop trying to fall in love and just have fun. And you know, that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to go out on dates. Why did no one tell me that my hair looked like a mess? Wow. So yes, I'm trying to go on dates. But this one date I went on, Jesus. Okay, guys, I'm going to need y'all to I'm gonna need y'all to buckle up, okay? Because this was a lot, and this happened very recently. So let me just really get into that story. I hope you're ready. Now let me look at my calendar so I can really give you the full details, okay? So, so today's Sunday. What was I doing yesterday? Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Nope, it was Friday. It had to have been Friday. Okay, perfect. So, Friday, March 15th, 2019. It was a hard day for me. So I had said I was going to go on this date with this one man. Met him on Tinder, as always. Maybe I should go back to Bumble, honestly. Because I'm swiping right now on Tinder and I'm like, ooh, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. Do I see something? I don't like it. So I swiped on this man and he was like, hey, you want to hang out? I was like, sure. He looked cute in his pictures. I was like, bet, let's do it. And he was like, okay, so what about Friday? I was like, okay. And I think he said this maybe Monday or something. I don't know. So basically, the days were going by, wasn't hearing from him. Thursday, I was like, okay, I'm literally not hearing from him. Friday came, and he was like, are we still hanging out? So I was like, what? Hello? Like, can I get a warning? Like, obviously, men, throw on some clothes, you're good to go. Women? I have a lot to get through that I have to do before a date. I have many things to do. Do y'all see this? And see, guys, now that I have this camera, y'all really need to go to the YouTube channel because y'all can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just showing my shoulders. I'm wearing a shirt, like a halter type shirt, so like my shoulders are exposed, and I just really need y'all to see the glow. Like the melanin is popping. Why? Because I'm a cocoa butter baby. And I was just shook, but I still was like, no, I want to go on this date. So I was like, okay, what about this time? He was like, okay, bet. I was like, perfect. So I was getting ready. People keep looking into this room because it's not soundproof. So I was getting ready, and he told me, how about 1 hour later? And I was like, I was ready, guys. I was ready. Makeup did with my new Fenty primer. Eyeshadow done to the nines. Mascara good to go. Lip gloss on. Like everything perfect. I will say though, I was happy that we postponed. Why? I didn't eat food, which sometimes I forget to. Not because I'm not hungry, but because I'm just lazy. Like, let's not get it twisted. I'm always hungry. I'm just lazy. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So I went and I got some quesadillas, chicken quesadillas, as I always do. And then it was time for this boy to come. So I was like, oh my God, perfect. So he says, oh, I'm downstairs. You need the ID to get in. So I was like, okay, let me come get you. I went down to come get him. I just need a moment of silence, truly. Basically, this boy was shorter than me, or the same height as me. Now, I know what y'all are thinking. Oh, is that really what's going to keep you from the love of your life? Is that really the determinant? Is that really something that... Yes, it is. Yes. And if that makes me shallow, okay, fine, fair. Like, I need you to be taller than me. It's not even that hard. I'm 5'7". It's not hard. It's not that hard. Granted, I feel like anything in the 6 and above range is perfect. So for 5'8", I'm sorry. 5'9", that's how tall my sister is. You gotta be taller than my sister. 5'10" and 5'11", okay, 5'11" I can do. I just want to be able to wear heels and still be shorter than you. And guys, like I said, it's all preference. I know some people are like, oh, I don't care about a height difference between my partner and I. I don't care at all. I care. Hi, how are you doing? I care. Call me a Care Bear because I care. Oh God. Care Bear countdown. Yeah, no, I care. So already I was like, okay, great. And I was under the impression that he drove here, right? Because he said, oh, my truck is just being dumb, but that's why he was going to be an hour late, right? And so I went out, I had my jacket on, I had my little purse, and I was like, okay, where's your car? Where'd you park? He was like, oh, I didn't bring my truck, I Ubered here. And I was like, okay. And he was like, what is there to do around here? And I was like, seeing as I'm 20 and you're 24, you can get into bars. I can't really. So I was like, okay, why don't you just come to my room? And I texted my roommate and she was like, oh, I'm gonna be back at like midnight. let me spoil the ending. She didn't come home until 2 a.m. because my queen is a hard worker, but I am so thankful because I sent him home at midnight and good. We're going to get into it. Now, he came to my room and I was like, okay, guess which side is mine, which is always my favorite thing to do because my roommate's side is like very modern. My room is very, my side, very, oh my God, see, when people are distracting me, her side, gray, modern, classy, clean, bed made, perfect. I was not expecting guests, so technically it's not my fault. I will say there was nothing on the floor because I did pick everything above the floor. But my bed was like kind of not made, so like when we came in, like I had to make that. But I was like, which side is mine? And he guessed obviously the pink, colorful, like wild side. Yeah. Yeah. And so he sat down. Okay, well, this is the second thing that I was like, oh my God. So he took off his jacket, right? Tell me why he was wearing a crop top. Now, guys, I'm not saying I have anything against men who do that, because it is a statement and I am here for it. Crop tops, nails done, like, I live. I just was not expecting it at all, especially, so he took off his shirt and it was like rolled up, obviously, right? And I was like, ooh, come on, body, because I saw the lower part of his stomach, but I thought the shirt was just tucked up, but no. And I will also say, seam line was uneven. So if you're gonna do it by yourself, which he did, a DIY moment, can we at least make sure it's clean around? Can we fold it up and like stitch? Because that's something I want to do to my hoodies, like crop it and like stitch it up somehow. But so that was also a thing that happened, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then he sat on my bed, and this is where I don't know if it's like funny or sad. Y'all can be the judge. Y'all can be the judge. So he was just laying on my bed. I was laying on my bed. We were very far apart, which I was like, okay, hello, can you not act like you didn't swipe on me? Like, what's happening? All I wanted was a cuddle. That's all I wanted. But I couldn't get that. So since he wasn't really speaking that much, I had to compensate, okay? And so, as many of y'all probably listened to the Greek god episode, plug to listen to that episode, that first date, he was nervous too. And so, I spoke more because I didn't, if, like, we both were awkward, because, like, obviously I was nervous too. Like, dates with Tinder people, like, are they gonna kill me? Do they even like me? Did they just swipe for hello, you know? So it's like, ooh, I don't know what we're getting into. And so for that date, I like spoke more, but then when this was at dinner, then when we got back to my place, everything was like so casual and like nice and like everything was like wonderful. With this dude, he wasn't speaking that much, so like I was over speaking, and just everything I was saying, he was like laughing at, like, I don't know if he was like laughing with me or like at me. Found out it was like him laughing at me because he literally said, and I quote, are you acting? Are you really like this? And I just need to step back. I just really wanted to know what? Now listen, I understand that a lot of people don't have my energy. I get that. I understand that, especially on first dates, people are used to people being like nervous and like quiet, but that's not who I am. Sorry. But to say, are you acting? Is this really you? That's an attack on my personality because you're saying I'm playing a character. You're saying that I'm a creature. Like, you're saying I'm a storybook person, like my dream. I'm playing a role. This is no role. Sorry, I'm Myriam Samake and this is who I am. Accept me or don't. You don't have to. There are I always said there were 7.3 billion, but I think there's way more than that. Am I wrong? I think there's way more. Wait, how many people are in the world? We're up to... Oh, hello? Wait. Why is this only for 2017? Okay, well, it's up to... Oh, okay, so as of November 2018, we're up to 7.7 billion people. 7.7 billion people. Why would I be acting for your ass? Tell me why. What do you have that I have to be acting for? Your crop top? Your shortness? Like, your boringness? Why would I be acting? And so I literally was just like, no, and like laughing it off. But like when I really sat back and reflected, who is this girl I see staring straight back at me? Why does my reflection show who I am inside? I realized, no, that is rude, right? That has to be rude. That has to be rude. And so that date did not go well, literally at all. Hope he doesn't text me back. I unmatched him, and yeah, I just really need to share that story because it's a yikes. It's a yikes. I just don't know, folks. I don't know. So that happened. Another thing, wow, that took a lot of time, but I really need to dive into that because also a huge thing is that some people say, oh, the reason why you don't have a guy is because like you're intimidating. You're intimidating. And yeah, wait, hold on. I turned off my record thing, but I'm gonna record this part because this is important. This is important. Yes. So people say you need to be more calm. You might be too intimidating for people to like date you, and I'm honestly just like, if you think I'm going to just subdue myself and lessen myself just to find love, you are absolutely wrong. You're dead wrong. I'm sorry. And I am a hopeless romantic, and I want to find love and things like that. But if it comes at a cost of me not being myself, that's too much of a price to pay. And I refuse. What? I don't understand. I feel like I'm such a fun person. I really do, though. I really do. Like, everyone always says, you're too much. Well, sweetie, baby girl, sweet angel, honey bunches of oats, you're not enough. And that's exactly what my whole podcast is about. We're called An Extra Sip here. Hello. When people say you're too much, I always say, well, you're not enough, sweetheart. Period. You're not enough. And so I don't want you in my circle. I don't want you in my vibe. I don't want your spirit around me. It's not enough. I'm trying to fill up my cup with your energy and like, oh, we're less than half full. Be better. Be more. That was going to be a segment on this. HT, how to be better. HT, be better by being more. Or just don't say anything about me. Don't say anything about me. Thanks. Okay. I think I wrapped up that section. Now, let me see what I have time for. Let me see what else I have time for. Oh, I just wrote down 2 things that just really annoyed me this week. You know, me with my first world problems. Even though they're not first world problems, they're just people being annoying. And it's like real. Oh, I forgot to add one, but I remembered it. Oh, okay. So people walking on my ass. Group anything. And people with annoying voices. So we're going to dive into those 3 very quickly. 1, people walking my ass. What I mean by that is, like I say, I hate slow walkers, but I also hate when people are directly behind. I don't know why it like freaks me out. And I try to put in my headphones and blast my music so loud. But when I hear people so close behind me, like I hate it. Especially when it's like 2 friends, 3 friends, and they're just like talking to each other. And so I try to slow down and move to the side, but they refuse to go any faster. So I'm like, especially today, like I felt like so helpless because I was in heels because I was trying out for something that required heels. Let's see if I get it. But they were hurting my feet for some reason today. I'm usually good in shoes, but for some reason they were really hurting me. So I couldn't go any faster, and these people behind me, I felt like I was going to die. I don't know what that is, but I just hate it so much. If I was in a room trapped and I just had that noise of like the clicking, clacking of shoes behind me, oh, I would terminate myself. Hello, Terminator, thumbs up, going into the acid. That's me. That's me. New Terminator 8. Because I cannot do it. I refuse. So that happens to me quite often. People are so close to me. Like, can you step back? And me, when I'm walking behind someone and I have the intention of passing them, I like go fast. I'm like, ooh, skirt, and I go around them quickly because like I don't know, guys. I just really don't like it. So to anyone who cares, Yeah, I also hate that. Another thing, people with annoying voices. Now, let me just preface this by saying if you think I have an annoying voice, I don't know why you're listening to me, to be honest. But then again, that would mean you find many voices annoying because I'm giving you range, bitch. I'm giving you a shade range. Hello, Elf Cosmetics. But no, I think I exactly know the voice it is, but I also don't want to offend people, but also, hi, it's an extra shit. I don't want to offend people, but this is also an extra sip. So let me put on my glasses. Let me be a little shady. It's that high-pitched, squeaky voice that almost sounds like a baby, like where you don't know what's happening. Like, I hate it. And so I was studying for my French exam, and just at the table in front of me, it was, and I don't know, guys, I don't want to generalize, but most of the time when I'm seeing this, it's with a female speaking to a male, maybe that they like, maybe like a friend that they have a crush on. I don't know. That's just what I have noticed. Again, not trying to generalize, but that's what I've seen. Also, most of the time, I think it's like one race, but I also don't want to generalize, but so she was talking to him and she just had that voice, and I was like, that can't be your voice, right? Now I'm the one saying, are you acting? But no, guys, because it's always like, because I was listening, this boy was saying things that literally weren't funny and she was laughing, and I don't know why people do that. I'm a type of person where I'm not gonna laugh at anything. Like, I'm not gonna laugh. I don't know. I think some people are just giggly people, which cute, but also, can I say a joke? Can I get to the punchline? You're embarrassing me. Can you get out of the comedy room? Like, hello? I don't know. Like, just everything he was saying, she was like laughing. But she also like didn't seem, I don't know, she just seemed very confused. I'm not sure, but I just don't like that at all. And I couldn't get away from her because I was studying. I think also because I was so annoyed in that position, because I was like, oh, I really need to get this done. Okay, wow, okay. Oh, there's a dog. What? I just saw a dog. Don't care about dogs, but there was a dog. I don't think that's allowed in this building. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I just don't like that at all. What I was saying, especially since I was studying, just the smallest things that happen whenever you're actually trying to be busy, I hate it. Like, I was talking to someone and we were studying, and then these people just started screaming, or these people started like laughing so loudly, and I was like, I literally hate happiness. Like, I hate everyone. Like, shut up, stop. But that's just because I was in my zone. Can you respect my zone? Granted, it was an open space, but it's still the library, so why are you screaming? I don't know. Maybe I'm being a hypocrite. I don't think I am, but whatever. That's up to you to judge, BBs. Mm-hmm. The final thing that I feel is so annoying, group anythings. Now, maybe this is just my independence coming out, but working with other people is the biggest task of my life. But of course, have an employer come to me and I'm like, I just really feel like I'm a team player, which I am. When it comes to someone being a leader and they're like, okay, Myriam, you're doing this task. Cassidy, you're doing this. Ryan, you're doing this. Girl, I got it, and I'll do it. But if it's like, okay, so here's the thing, let's strategize and work on it. When there's many people and we just get the prompt and we're supposed to strategize, I sink to the back and I don't like to speak up. But I don't know, when each person has a task, I just prefer it so much more. I just prefer it so much more. It's just, this past week, I was just supposed to work with people and they just weren't pulling their weight. So I had to double up, and that was a lot. I did speak to one of my partners about this, and she was like, as soon as I finished reading, like, you had already put everything in there, so I'm sorry about that, which I did appreciate that a lot, but I don't know, maybe I just need to, I don't know, I just don't like group anythings. I just like to be a hermit. I just like to be alone, and, like, with myself. Oh, I realize I do have time to speak about one last thing. Am I zooming through these things? I don't know. I also feel like trying to record right in the middle of this really messed me up, and there were so many pauses that I have to go back in and like edit, and I don't like to edit. I like to just like upload, but I'm gonna have to like edit this. It'll be fun though. I think it'll be fun. And then editing the video, I think it'll be fun too. But the last thing I said is, do I want to be rich? Now, with that, what I mean is, so of course, like always with my YouTubers, I was watching one video where she is a vlogger, and I think, so she has a main, to anyone who doesn't understand YouTube, I always feel so weird talking about it, because I think people are like, what is this? Like, is YouTubing a job? It is, you know? And so she records her own videos. So she does like makeup stuff, fashion stuff, but then she also has a vlog channel where she videos her entire life with her boyfriend and her 2 pets and like friends who come in, family, stuff like that. And so in this one episode, this one was a vlog, she was recording getting a piece of furniture, and she was like recording that and everything. And then there was a view of the camera on a tripod and just recording her and her dog and her boyfriend just like snuggled up on the couch. You know, it was a quick little clip and stuff. And then the boyfriend had to get up and leave, and she was like, where are you going? And he was like, oh, I have to like go somewhere, like maybe the gym or something. I forgot what he said, but she was like, no, don't leave me, what I was supposed to do. And I think it was just a cute thing, like, oh no, I want you to stay with me, which I totally get. Hello, I'm clingy. But you know, it's like a fun clingy, okay? Let me not discount myself. I like, if I vibe with you, of course I want to spend time with you. Like, what? So I totally got that. But then he left, and then she was like, okay, well, what are we supposed to do now? And that is just really like, and of course, you know, I asked myself, okay, what am I gonna do? But then I always find things to do. I'm just saying that you're at this age where you probably should be working, but doing these videos is you working. So what are you really doing? Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's just, and she has money. She's able to live comfortably in Los Angeles. Like I said, when I went, like, girl, those prices, but she has a beautiful apartment, and she spends money on like so many things. She has money. She gets sponsorships, so like many things are sent to her for free. So it's like, are you really living? Like, what are you doing? I don't know. And so when I question, would I want to be rich in that regard? And I think when I was posed this question before, I was like, oh yeah, of course. Like, I just want to walk down my grand escalier, which is like escalator, my stairs, with my flowy robe, and just down my white carpet, and just hold a glass of wine or some type of alcohol that is sweet and tastes good to me. I don't know. And just, you know, walk down and see my like beautiful husband, and my kids are at their private tennis practice. I don't know. And I'm like, would I want that to be my life? Just wake up every day and just not have to work a day in my life? I don't know. I feel like I might go crazy. I at least would need things to do. Like, okay, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go to the gym, and then I'm going to go, I don't know, go grocery shopping. Like, if it's things like that where, like, being a stay-at-home mom, that is a job. People who don't say it's a job, it is a job. Like, it's a pretty tough one. Having to make sure the kids are, like, ready to go in the morning, make sure their lunches are prepared, make sure when they come back, like, helping them with homework, make sure they're tucked into bed, make sure they have, like, food in their stomachs, you know, make sure they get to all their practices and all their games. It is really hard. So, like, I don't know. I was like, what are you doing? Like, what do you do? You know, when people are like, oh, so, like, where are you from? And they're like, oh, like, I'm from the United States. No, but, like, where are you from? That's literally me. I'm like, so, but what do you do? Oh, I record YouTube videos. Okay, but what do you do? I don't know. But then I was watching another video where one of my YouTubers, she went to, like, an amazing mansion, and she, like, spent the night there, and, like, I don't know, that lavish lifestyle, like, I love it so much. I just feel like I want to work for that. And, you know, if it is YouTube videos, that's fine. Just make sure the content that you're putting out does require effort, and it's actually hard to do what you're doing. I don't know. If you're just recording yourself with an iPhone camera and just walking around, that to me is not really talent. But if you're, like, funny and the puns that you create are, like, amazing and stuff like that, or I don't know. That's just something that was in my mind that might not have made sense, but that's just something to consider. Would you want to get to that point of being rich where you don't have to work a day in your life anymore? Would you stop everything and just lay at home? Would you invest in new hobbies? Would you travel the world? Would you try to help out with NGOs and stuff like that? Or would you be like, yes, I have this platform of getting money without having to, but I don't want to say they're not doing anything, because they are doing things, and like a lot of times with our platforms they are doing the things, but would you still want to be out there working like a 9 to 5, or at least a few hours doing something that you can look at and be like, wow, look at this product? I don't know. I feel like this whole time I've been like geeking and like making jokes, and then at the end I'm trying to be serious, but I don't really know what I'm talking about. I just did want to bring it up though. So, I don't know, guys. I'm unsure. But I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go, guys. Thank you so much for listening to that. I hope it made sense. I don't know. It might not have, but y'all know a lot of these don't. It just lets you ponder. It lets you think a little bit. All right, guys. As always, thank you so much for listening to an extra sip. I have been your host, Myriam Samake, and I'll see you next time for a Tea Tuesday. Okay? Bye, guys.